There we go. Evening, folks. Let us do this. So let me just quickly bring up my old YouTube chat, just so we know what's going on. Here we go. Let's watch some GamesMaster. I just came up. I've just thought of this tonight. I thought, fuck it, at a loose end tonight. So in case anyone else is at a loose end, you beverage it. Let's watch some fucking GamesMaster. The greatest TV show ever made, and certainly the greatest gaming show ever made. So I figured let's all have a wee retro loving, get watching some GamesMaster. So let us get started with the first 3 episodes tonight, let's say, just so we don't go crazy. So that'll be about 75 minutes worth, so an hour and 15 minutes, and then we'll be done for tonight. But yeah, just so we can kind of reminisce about the classic, the good old days. Hopefully I'm not breaking any copyright issues or anything. Hopefully, I think Future owns GamesMaster just now, but hopefully they're okay with me doing this. If not, if they get arsey about it and they'll tell me to pull it, then that's fine. We'll keep going, but we'll change it to Bad Influence or something else, that a different show which was similarly good back in the day. So we'll see. But anyway, let's get going. Let us start. There'll be sound issues probably at first, in terms of levels, so let me know if I'm too loud or if the TV's too quiet or what have you, but we shall find out. Turn up a bit just in case I'm too loud or it's too quiet. Patrick Murray's dead now. It's a shame. Always wanted to be on this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, and welcome to GamesMaster, television's first ever video game magazine show, especially designed for people out there who find Pictionary pointless and Kaplunk a waste of marbles. Each week on the show, we'll be reviewing new games, giving away exclusive tips and cheats, and casting our eyes over the latest. There's
so many euphemisms. Even back then, there was loads of euphemisms.
The biggest portion of our show
Thursdays
will be devoted to our 3 special game-playing challenges. So, if you've ever dazzled your local arcade inhabitants with your hard-driving prowess, or simply enjoyed a waggle of your joystick in the privacy of your own bedroom, this is the show
your first euphemism within a minute.
And now, to go over to our first challenge, I'd like to introduce to you a man who you'll be seeing a lot more of in the next 10 weeks, the ultimate computerized couch potato, the GamesMaster.
Greetings. So, you'd like to pit your skills against one of my little challenges. Come in, little plug-in.
Cybermaster, I didn't know that. That's
well,
excellent.
I've decided to be gentle with you, this being our first coming together, and I've plumbed for the decidedly cute Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yes.
Your assignment is to collect 50 coins.
How's the sound levels? Are both
on the
okay?
familiar first level of the World 1. A few pointers. First, don't forget that you'll need to acquire the ability to fly, because only in the heavens can sufficient coins be found. Second, go like the clappers. 50 coins in 2 minutes.
Nice one, cool.
Good luck.
Excellent, that's good to hear. Oh yeah, this would have been before your time, Marty. This was the early 90s, maybe 90.
Cute game. Then our first contestant,
93?
Daniel Blake from Edgewell.
Maybe a bit earlier than that, because Mario World came out in 93, so this must have been 91, 92. I'll check. Easier just to look it up.
Welcome to GamesMaster,
Yeah,
Daniel.
92.
Right.
Now, you are in fact the first ever competitor on GamesMaster, so you're right up there with the first ever block twiddler on Krypton Fighter. How do you feel?
A bit tense and
So this
nervous.
episode aired
Right, now
the
you've
7th
practiced
of
the game a lot.
January 1992.
So you're quite confident about the challenge?
Well, sort of confident.
Well, we'll all be rooting for you too, Daniel, because it'd be nice to start off with a winner.
Thank you.
So if you'd like to go and plonk yourself in the hot seat, we'll get ready to start the game.
Thank you.
Yes, you would have been 2
joining
years
me in
old.
the commentary box, from Mean
There he
Machines
is.
and Computer and Video Games magazine, is world-famous computing celebrity Julian Jazza Rigno. Julian, welcome to GamesMaster.
CVG, when you hear the amount
Well,
of
we're making history here with the first ever game on GamesMaster.
guests here who were on
CVG.
CVG, it shows just the history of that site, of that publication, so at the time it was a magazine.
Right, 2 minutes to get 50 coins. Very, very tough, very, very fast challenge. Daniel, are you ready? Then get collecting those coins. And he's off. So collected coins is the
There
name
he
of the game,
is.
Julian. He's knocking him out of these mystery blocks. Is this the best way to go about
So
it?
he's
Yeah,
got
what he
50,
needs
he's
to
got to
do
get
is
50
pick up the
coins
mushroom
in
and
2
convert
minutes if
himself
he
into
missed it.
Super Mario.
So I was talking a lot of shit at the start, so he's got to get 50 coins. I
I
remember this. I could act this episode out, so I know whether he does it or not, but I'll not spoil it just in
Where's
case.
this leaf going to be then?
On the right.
Place your
if he can
bets,
put-
whether he'll do it or not.
Just as we spoke about it. Okay, 25 seconds gone, five coins. Not a lot of coins so far, Julian.
No, what he needs to do is the raccoon suit gives him flying abilities, and what he needs to do is clear a run up and then be able to access higher parts of the screen that you normally couldn't reach. Which
And
is
there'll
what
be
he's
more
doing now.
coins there.
He's going to take a run up and then fly up into the clouds.
Oh my word, launches himself violently off that, and he's up and he's building up those coins. 12 coins, 45 seconds.
Yeah, there's a lot of coins up here. Basically, he needs to rush along a bit. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, what's this
faffing
little
around.
thing? A one-up.
Yeah,
Is that going to do him any good?
nothing at all. Completely pointless waste of time. He ought to be collecting coins, considering the time limit.
Okay,
realised I'm
24
going to
coins,
move
just
the-
about a minute gone. He needs to keep
the
getting
window a
those
bit,
coins.
'cause
We can't
I
stress it
realised
enough.
it.
But he's flying up and off the screen.
By
Oh,
watching it, it looks like I'm
to
looking
reach the
directly at the
pipe
camera, whereas I'm
below,
looking right below it, and it looks quite creepy. It looks like I'm looking right at you.
Completely messed it up.
It's
so
curtains
let
for
me
our
move
young
over a bit.
challenger.
Well, it's trouble. He needs to access a power pill down here now and convert these blocks into coins. It still won't be enough, so the pressure's on him to actually get up to that green secret area.
Okay.
And collect
Yep,
the
as
coins
far
that
as I
are
know, I'm
there.
recording the
60 more
broadcast as
coins.
well.
He's got about
If I fucked it, apologies,
35
but
seconds left. It's going to be very, very
all
close,
going well,
Jackson.
yeah, there'll be
He really
a
needs
copy
to
of the
do
broadcast
He's
available.
slotted in there quite
I
comfortably.
would recommend
Now,
watching as much of this one as you
This is going to be
can
enough
live,
points, I
just in
think.
case I
He's got
fucked it.
50. He's got to
And
come out of
from
here and rush
if we
right
do
as
this
quickly as
in
possible.
He's
Put
past
time
the
to
kind of
50.
more
He's
nights,
got
then it'll
about
definitely be
70,
recorded from
80
that point
seconds to
on.
go. He's really
This
got
is a
to
bit of a
quickly
last
put right, and
minute
he keeps
decision,
on
so
making this challenge. He's
You'd be
going
able to do it.
I might have fucked it a bit, so apologies if so. Yeah, I'm not a fan of people not running Jim Mario either, I must admit. But yeah, he's done it.
We
First
said we
golden
wanted to
joystick
start with
winner.
a winner, and we certainly did. That seemed like no trouble at all to you, Daniel. Was there any point at all where you thought, I'm not going to do this and I'm going to be
Oh, nice
extremely
one, cool.
embarrassed on
Cheers,
live
Carl.
television?
It was
Just spread the word, people watching
hitting
this
the
on
Raccoon
Twitter
Mario,
and such,
then
get your
right
pals
at the
to
end, I just
join
wanted to
in.
make sure they wouldn't fall down any pits and hit anyone.
Well, the thing is,
Let's make
since
this
you
a retro
completed the
loving.
challenge, you're the
Let's
first
make it a regular
ever winner
thing.
of what we hope is going to be a more prized possession than all the Oscars, Emmys, Barrys, and even Swap Shop Erics put together. You have won the first ever golden customised GamesMaster joysticks.
Woofed! You fucking belter. Always wanted a golden joystick.
If you take
Martin
that back
Mathers
to Edgewood
has
with you
two, I
and you can
believe.
put it in your hand and walk proud and
Ex-O&M
erect through
writer.
the high street. Thank you
So if
very
we watch
much,
this for long
Daniel
enough, we'll see
Blake.
him turning up.
Now, before we go on to our celebrity challenge, let's take a quick peek at this week's reviews.
I did have curtains back in the
Our
day, I'm
reviews will
afraid,
be linked by a
yeah.
theme.
Sorry.
This week it's time to smear ketchup on your hot dog
Those
as we look at movie
joysticks.
conversions.
There was
First
one
off,
called
on
The Bug,
Mega
but I don't
Drive,
think that was
Fletcher
it. That
Peck's
was a bigger one.
postmodern
It was a
icon
quick
Army
shot.
in Terminator.
It's actually a good game. It's very playable. Nice big sprites, lots of
remember Zero
exciting
magazine.
explosions and gung-ho action.
There's a lot
No,
of
CVG, of course.
digitalised screenshots which are very impressive, and if you had any friends around, you could pose with it.
For once, it's a Mega Drive game that packs a real
There's
challenge.
Radiant
It's got-
Automatic,
still
what a
got
name.
the great
I think
standard
he
of
started by
graphics
writing
and sound
tips
you
and
come
then
to
they
expect
ended
from
up
the
getting a
Mega
job in the
Drive. But it's
magazine.
also got a very high standard of gameplay.
Yes, quick shots. You're talking to
Next
the
up,
retro
this week's
master
late
here.
night movie. It's a macabre
I
romp
lived
for
this.
Your Nintendo with the Addams family.
Lived it and loved it. This was rock
For
hard
the
by the
youngsters,
NES one.
it's a good game, and it certainly would give you value for money in terms of playability, because it's very addictive, but it doesn't really offer very much original or new.
The NES has a surfeit of good quality platform games. There's all the Mario games, there's DuckTales. So
Yeah, Mean Machines was
I think
fantastic.
that more really could have been done with the license than just another bog standard NES platform game.
And finally, butter your popcorn on the PC with Indiana Jones 4 and the Fate of Atlantis.
It's a much more sophisticated game, much more superior
I loved it. It was a
graphics,
LucasArts point and click.
the depth of the story and the puzzling is all at a much higher level.
It's got all the makings of a Lucasfilm game. If you look at it, the attention to detail, the quality of the graphics, just the humorous touches and the sheer depth are really quite stunning. There's
Yes, we get the point.
I'd just say
Oh,
it looks like
poor
one of
Radiant.
the best ever PC adventure games.
That was an amazing game. They basically did adventure version of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and it did so well they made a
Now
kind
for
of
this
original
week's
one.
feature.
Oh, I remember
George
this is
Bush does
ridiculous.
it, Prince William started to do it, New Kids on the Block do it together, and so does Betty Boo. They all play their Game Boy. However, not content with merely owning the most pleasurable 6 inches of hardware money can buy, Game Boy owners are now customising their beloved handhelds.
Fucking horrendous.
I took the skateboard grips, put it on it because it makes holding it much more comfortable. Your hands don't sweat so much. And I put the essential Stussy sticker on there.
I'm a toy collector, so I have loads of bits of toy and animation and colourful things. A Game Boy comes into this world naked, and it's just begging to be designed. It's crying out to be scribbled, drawn, smashed up, and designed all over.
If you want some tips about how to customise your Game Boy, and for any other information about the show, you can join our special GamesMaster Club.
Indeed.
Details on how to join will be given at the end of the show.
A backlight indeed.
So, some sound advice on where to put your pennies. Now it's time for our celebrity challenge, and we'll go over to GamesMaster to find out what it is.
Nice to see you again. I do hope you enjoyed my last little jaunt. Rather a competent player, wasn't he? For my second challenge this week, I thought I'd opt for the spot of football on Manchester United Europe. It'll be a game of 2 90-second halves in which a talented Manchester United formation will pit themselves against the classic skills of Liverpool. I trust we'll all be treated to a display of exemplary gamesmanship.
And our 2 contestants trying to get the ball in the net tonight are Simon Reynolds from Bishop Stortford.
Well, 1994 I was 11, so speak for
Wimbledon
yourself.
England striker John Fashanu.
This was a terrible game. There was a Mega Drive version called European Club Soccer, that was the one I had. It was pretty much the same game, but with fake team names.
Well done, John.
Fake player names.
Now, Simon, first of all, I see you wearing a lovely Ipswich Town top. I see you brought all the supporters with you as well. Is this your team or is it just a cruel joke?
It is my team, yes.
Well, my commiserations to you. What kind of tactics will we see from you in the game tonight?
Good, close, clean passing play tonight.
Lot of skill?
Oh, yes.
Well, talking about your skill, we're now going to your opponent tonight, John Fashanu from Wimbledon. John, how are you going to play the game tonight?
Future presenter of the GamesMaster Gladiators. When did Gladiators come out?
In a good spirit.
This might have been trying to build his profile before Gladiators started.
Being fair and honest, and that's really just what we want to do. Sorry.
Right, well, we'll see if that all comes through. If you'd like to take your seats, lads, and then we'll get ready to kick off.
Yeah, Gladiator started later that year.
Converted pulpit dugout tonight.
So, yeah.
From Software House Renegade, home of the Bitmap brothers, Tom Watson. Tom, welcome to GamesMaster.
Good evening, Dominic.
Now, what's the sort of basic skill you've got to master with Man United Europe game?
Well, quite simply, it's passing. It's all about that, about being able to control the ball with a player and move on and find another man.
Okay then, are our 2 competitors ready? Okay then, John, kick off.
Kick-off was good. Do you know Dini brought back a new kick-off recently and it was utter shite? Which was a shame.
Simon got a tackle in straight away.
Yeah, I didn't have this, but I had European Club Soccer, the Mega Drive version, and it was pretty piss. No adverts, I'm afraid. But I'll do a 5-minute break in between
Here we have the set piece system. This is
episodes if you want to
where the ball can go
get
from
snacks
a
or
set piece.
go to the toilet or what have you. Let's do that. It'll let me kind of put a break as well, so I can split the episodes up maybe later for YouTube or something. No, he definitely didn't like being told it was shite. Yeah. Very much a man of the 80s.
John's certainly coming in with some good tackling, but I think what both players have shown... Another foul. The referee didn't think that was requiring of a booking. The referee will judge the severity of a tackle and look at it in that situation, whether or not it's a foul or even a booking.
Right, so lines up the free kick, powers the free kick in.
That wee thing at the top right, most people probably know this, but for people who don't live in the UK, those little black and white bars at the top right mean it's going to go to adverts and commercials, if you will. So yeah, that was just the indication to get the kettle on, because it's about to go to adverts. So anytime, I think they still do it in some channels today. If you see that black and white thing in the top right, it means it's going to adverts.
Well, it's all very tense here indeed. Simon appears to have been doing the most creative play, but John's tackles have been crunching. If you want to see how the match ends, tune back in after the break.
Sounds a bit out of sync, sorry about that.
back to GamesMaster Stadium, where unfortunate Ipswich fan Simon Reynolds is taking on Wimbledon's John Fashanu. The score at the end of the first half was 0-0, but they hit the woodwork several times, so it looks like we're in for a cracking second half. Okay, John Fashanu, of course, playing classic Man United, playing from right to left in the famous red strip. John Fashanu plays a nice ball back there. Phil Thompson sends it out to the right wing, but there's nobody there. Man United, oh, Georgie Best picks it up, staying on his feet for once. John Fashanu under the covers, and it's Austin.
There we go. A goal.
Well, what a good goal, Dominic. That really showed how to use the width of the pitch. Some excellent passing. And I think Simon deserved that. Excellent stuff there by
Pretty generous use of editing during this as well, this match. You can see that they've put their own fake timer on the top left so that they can freely edit the game and just show highlights and pretend that's how long the game was.
To hit the bar from 2 yards. Really a lapse of concentration from John. What punishment?
It was. I mean, a lot of it. I mean, a lot, especially the features, were written like in the kind of style of magazines at the time. That's why I loved it. It was, like you say, it was like a TV version of the magazines I spent my time as a child reading. So it was like, it was just the visual version of the stuff I was always reading anyway.
I think it may be getting to just a question of pride for John now. Getting on the score sheet.
Stevie Bruce running out the middle of the park. He's looking for a man in space. There's not one. He's got to dig it himself. There's a man in space to his left. He ignores him. He's
going straight through. What can he do with the shot? Just tapped into the goalkeeper. An awful waste.
Ray Clemens long got the John Toshak sends it again straight to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, not the most exciting. I mean, back then, this would have been thrilling to the core to watch, but now this particular game hasn't dated very well. But yeah, that you can see that was a bit of dodgy editing there. It said on it, it still said 41 minutes gone, and they just decided to blow the whistle at that point and put up a big thing on it saying full time.
Absolutely, yeah. We did a lot of research into how Bash played, and he played into our hands in the second half. You know, the lad's done great.
Now, John, you must be sick as a parrot.
Well, obviously I'm a little bit disappointed. I think the crowd will bear with me. I think they thought it was a goal as well. It's obviously a controversial decision.
Just like 1966 all over again.
Exactly. I don't bear him any hard wishes, so, you know, all the best. I'm not a bad loser.
Okay, well, John's got every right to be unhappy because he's missed out on the chance of our fabulous golden throbbing GamesMaster joystick.
Golden throbbing joystick, definitely not a euphemism there.
So please put your hands together again for our winner Simon Reynolds and the gallant loser John Fashanu. And now, each week at this juncture of the show, we enter our consultation zone. If you have any problems with your favourite games, drop us a line about them and we'll get your queries answered by the man who knows more than anyone, the GamesMaster.
Yeah, that's the thing, the euphemisms were
Hello, GamesMaster.
Welcome to my kingdom. I am delighted to see you. And what have you got to ask?
I remember this.
On Sonic the Hedgehog, I heard there's a secret world on Act 3 of the Green Hill Zone. Could you please tell me where it is? I can't find it anywhere.
Indeed I can, dear boy. Though I must admit to being a little surprised that you haven't found it yet. Work through the level until you reach a solid wall. Instead of bouncing over it, however, you can break straight through it by taking a run-up and spinning upon impact. You will then be in a secret world where 6 little rings and an extra life await you.
Thanks very much. See you.
Oh, delighted. Next, please.
Hello, GamesMaster.
Hello, and nice to see you. Now, what can I do for you?
In Elvira, I can't find the 4-leaf clover I need for casting a spell.
There's no way he played Elvira.
Elvira does indeed require...
Yeah, this is basically, this is Google. This was Game FAQs before Game FAQs existed.
On the way towards the falconer in the meadow. You shall now have all the ingredients you need for casting the propitious surprise.
I feel sorry for these kids because they blatantly didn't actually want to know this, they were just told what to say.
Hello, GamesMaster. On Simon's quest, I cannot get past Deborah Cliff. What advice can you give me?
To get past the very large wall that is Deborah Cliff, you need to select the red crystal and then kneel down for about 5 seconds. A whirlwind will then appear, which will whisk you across to the other side of the wall. Rather ingenious, isn't it?
Thanks very much. Bye.
And I think that's enough.
I don't like that weird butt plug thing on the top left that keeps appearing on the screen. I don't know why it does that.
So, some juicy computer tidbits this week. Now for our final challenge, let's see what GamesMaster has planned.
I thought an old-fashioned Wild West shootout would be a good way of ending the first show with a bang. The game, Mad Dog McCree. In this little escapade, you've been deputized, and your mission is to rid the town of outlaws in order to deliver to freedom the town sheriff held hostage in his own jail. So get your pistol hammer cocked, and let's see those barrels blazing.
Anyone who knows me know I love full motion video games, and Mad Dog McCree's one of the best.
For a quick trigger finger, we found him scouring the barren plains of North Wales looking for action. We've roped him in and he's here to play. Please flap your hands fervently for Tony Wright.
This dapper chap.
Welcome to GamesMaster, Tony. Now, Tony, I look at you and the word mature springs to mind. Is there a gap in the market for the older games player?
Well, the kids don't get a look in these days, really. I mean, a lot of people are going in there to use these machines as sort of stress relievers and so on. It's good after a hard day's work to unwind a bit.
Okay, well, I've had a hard day myself. Let's hope you relieve my tension, Tony. If you'd like to step up to the firing range, we'll get ready to play.
There's Tim Boone.
And helping me co-commentate from the sidewalk is the editor of Computer and Video Games magazine, Tim Boone. Tim, welcome to GamesMaster.
Hi, Dominic.
Now, Tim, this is a very special game.
Genuinely saddens me when I see people from CVG.
All the kind of surely is a special game. It's a laserless game in which the idea is to shoot as many of these mean varmints as you can with your six-shooter. You need to be on your toes all the time, always ready for the unexpected. And I think in Tony we could have a contender who knows his stuff.
Okay, Tony,
also kind of humbling, like, to have been one of the people to kind of put the lights out on it.
Come out shooting.
After however many years it was, 26, more than 26 years, 81 to 2011 was 30.
The mayor and his daughter have been taken hostage out to Mad Dog's
34
hideout.
years it lasted,
Sheriff, he's locked
and
up
I was
in
part of
jail.
the team
We're gonna
that
have to
basically
get
turned the
him
lights out.
out
It
to
was
help with the
pretty sad.
game. Can you help? Good. One more important thing. Hey, old codger, don't tell me.
There comes the first step.
They don't make games like this anymore, sadly.
There's another one. Oh my God. As I said, they're coming thick and fast.
They do come in very quickly.
It's good shooting, stranger.
This is actually re-released on WiiWare.
Is the keys to get the
when you
sheriff
can
out of
point with the Wii
jail
remote.
are with one-eyed Jack. And he's in the saloon drinking. Now go get him.
Even though it was very far away.
They're coming from all over the place.
Finish them off with another couple of bullets here, just to make sure.
Yeah, no, this place is full of trouble. Apart from her, she's quite safe.
Be careful, that's Mad Dog's boys over there.
Looking at my keys, stranger? You wouldn't be trying to get the sheriff out of jail now, would you? Jocko! Show him what we did in trouble.
Oh my God.
Trouble started again.
Oh, and he's down too.
The guys
Oh my God, they're at the table, they're coming at him.
Here he goes. Yeah.
Oh, he's scored as well. Oh, the man in the back, but he scored as well. Well done, Tony.
Classic.
Brilliant shooting.
5 out of 5. He's now back off to the jailhouse to rescue the sheriff. Bad guys are plenty here. Tony's his wits about him right now. They could come from anywhere.
Shot him up the posterior there.
I gotta get out of here.
Free.
Yeah,
There he is. Flanders did it. Oh, Steven Spielberg, director's chair. Now you're talking. I think Jennifer Aniston was in that,
was
wasn't she?
incredible shooting there. Was there any point in the game where you thought, this is a bit tricky?
Well, it's never an easy game, you know, it's always a bit difficult, but it was okay.
Well, Tony, we've got very big news for you. To commemorate your famous shootout at the GamesMaster Corral, we'd like to award you a special coveted golden GamesMaster joystick.
Get that joystick down, you big man.
And a round of applause again for Tony Wright.
Well done, Tony.
So we kick off the series with 3 winners, but I have a feeling things are going to get a lot tougher. And now it's time for me to don my smoking jacket and have a refreshing cup of chamomile.
So I'll see you again in 7 days. Good night.
There we go, episode 1 of GamesMaster, and the legend was born. What a show. Still the best video game show I made. It's laughing at Get Up. There we go. Okay, let's do a 2-minute break just for anyone who needs to. Some people saying they need to use the toilet. Let's do a break for people who can check the toilet. I can go on Twitter and promote the second episode and stuff. And have a wee break. So if you want to keep discussing what they've just witnessed in over the last 25 minutes, feel free. And we'll stop it there for now.
Now for that information about the GamesMaster Club. We have newsletters, free t-shirts and competitions with staggering prizes. The Monk hotline number to call is 0891 600 123. Calls are charged at 36 pence a minute after 6 p.m. and 48 pence during the day. Lines are open around the clock.
There we go. Right, so let me quickly tweet that we're doing episode 2. I'm going to do 3 tonight, Clouds, just so there's a wee bit of beef to it, because if it was just 1 then we'd have stopped already. But let's do 3 because they're 25 minutes each, so we're going to have 15 minutes worth. Yeah, you do that, ask your parents. So let me just tweet that I'm doing episode 2 now. Just tweeting it. I'm going to try and, like, when I do the repeat of this, hopefully split it up into 3 videos. So we'll see. Otherwise this will be an awkward pause. There we go. Nice bass. Was that a bassy typing? Apologies. At this point I should also say as well, if you're not already subscribed to me on YouTube, you might as well do it now, because only if you're enjoying this, obviously, because I'm going to be doing this quite regularly. Assuming I'm not told. Assuming in the future don't get in touch and say you can't show GamesMaster anymore. And if they do, we'll just move on to something else. I love Bad Influence as well at the time, so we'll move on to Bad Influence. And I've got loads of old video game VHS tapes and stuff that we can go through as well. There's loads of stuff we can do as an alternative to GamesMaster if it gets shut down, but we'll see. Yeah, that might be a shout. We might switch about GamesMaster and Bad Influence different nights. This isn't for a Titled Hack article, but I suppose in theory I could put it on Titled Hack. I could like in 3 episode bursts. And like part 1, part 2, part 3. So I suppose we could, might as well. Yeah, fuck it, we'll do that as well. It'll just be like posting up these replay videos. So yeah, we'll do that. Okay, let's get cracking with episode 2 then, shall we? Let's give me a sec to line it up. Here we go, episode 2 of the old GamesMaster. I know, imagine. Well, the thing is, I know where some of the contestants are now, because some of them are now in the games industry. So I'll point out anyone I recognise as and when they appear.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you and welcome to GamesMaster, TV's only show devoted solely to video games. So if the sentence Mario got stomped by a green Koopa paratrooper makes any sense to you, you're tuned to the right church. If it doesn't, and you're one of those people who think Game Boy is a young scout doing bobber jobs, then watch on and erase that ignorance. And to get the show kicked off, let's call up everybody's favourite uncle, GamesMaster, for the first challenge.
Greetings, and I'd like to take this opportunity to say how delighted I am to see you again. If you enjoyed last week's challenge, I think you'll find tonight's three little jaunts an absolute hoot. First off the starting blocks, an endearing young fellow by the name of Sonic the Hedgehog.
There he is.
You have 2 minutes to collect 150
It's the PAL version, so it's slower than the one most people are used to these days.
Known as the Green Hill Zone. These rings are dotted around a tropical landscape plagued with all manners of hostile creatures and booby traps, every one of them intent on thwarting young Sonic's progress. And beware, the slightest collision will cause you to lose all your rings, and the challenge will be over. So, 2 minutes, 150 rings or more. Happy hunting?
A bold task.
And trying to find the rings on this prickly challenge is Alex Berry from Stanmore.
Here he is. Alex Berry is now a PR for Madcast. He became famous actually later in the 90s on a show called Games World as Big Boy Barry, in which he starred alongside David Williams. So this is before he was Big Boy
Alex,
Barry.
There are a total of 163 rings.
But he's now a hardware PR.
We originally set you 150, but you asked it to be increased to 160. Why was that?
Because it was just a great challenge, and I want to show everyone that I'm the master. So.
Right, but you think you can even do that in 2 minutes?
Yep, no problem.
Well, I certainly
He became a PR for Madcats, and now he's kind of doing PR for other companies. But he's one of the loveliest men you will ever meet. I'll get him on the podcast at some point. He's agreed to come on it.
Sega Power Magazine's deputy editor, Neil West. Neil, welcome to GamesMaster.
Thanks, Dominic.
Now, we have a very cocky young competitor here. What advice could you give him?
Certainly do. 150 is tough enough, but 160. Basically, you can whiz through this level very quickly.
Neil West wrote novels based on Road Rash and Golden Axe and included them free with Sega Power Magazine.
Okay, is our competitor ready?
They're quite the read.
Yep. Then Alex, your 2 minutes begin now.
Okay, off he goes. 4 rings straight away, no problem.
Right, we can see the clock in the top left-hand corner, the number of rings he's got underneath it. So he's on 9. He started quite well.
He's not doing too bad. As you can just see, he curls up in a ball when he jumps, and he can actually kill the baddies. What he's got to watch out for is if he walks into a baddie, runs into one, or just lands on top of one after falling, then he takes a hit. And the problem there is that he drops all his rings. You've got to remember, there's only 163 in the whole level. He's after 160, so he really can't afford to miss any whatsoever.
Okay, well, he's coming up for 30 seconds, just about.
Oh yeah, the Master System Sonic was good.
That was a little television screen inside those.
Oh my word, he's the powers. He just smacked through some walls there.
He did. The one he just picked up gives him speedy moves, making him faster.
Yeah, Games World, that's what
rings each. And now he's
Alex is playing this just now, ended up on as Big Boy Barry.
Oh,
he's got some speed here, isn't he? Oh, he just missed those spikes.
Yeah, he's a really lovely guy. Like I say, I'm going to get him on the Title Hack podcast quite soon, so listen out for that.
76 rings, 47 seconds gone. He's doing remarkably well.
He's talking about this challenge.
Yeah, he's doing very well indeed.
I'm pretty sure he's still got his golden joystick. Not that I'm spoiling it, he's been on it a couple of times, so...
Oh, now what's this lovely little Spangle Sherbet
spoiling whether he wins this one or not.
It also means that he can bump into baddies without having to curl up into a ball, so that's going to help him a lot.
I see, so we're just over halfway through. 109 rings. It's going to be quite close here.
Okay, well, he's got a lot of rings in a short amount of time, but he's taken all the easy ones. He's now got to explore the sort of trickier parts of the level and discover all the ones that are hidden in different places.
Okay, there's another 10 rings here. 126 rings, and he's got...
catapult.
14 rings left. He's got 35 seconds left.
He should do this.
142 rings left. It's going to be very close. Oh, 150. 10 left.
Find another 10.
10 rings left.
Yeah, Bad Influence was indeed a show. It was a
oh my word, now he's going in here looking for some more rings here.
There he goes.
And it's got 160. He's got to get out in 25 seconds. He's out. He's got it.
Legend. Lovely guy and a legend.
Well done, Alex. Now, Alex, you had 23 seconds to spare. You made it look easy. Was there ever any doubt in your mind?
Yeah, there was a couple of times, because the only way I could get 160 rings was to bash through the wall, and I'm not very good at that, and I thought I was going to mess it up.
Okay, well, as one of our games-playing champions, you win the prize that sits lovingly on anyone's mantelpiece, the Golden GamesMaster joystick!
Yeah, Bad Influence did an N64 reveal at one point, which was excellent. GamesMaster might have as well, actually.
And now, while Alex gets to grips with this humongous possession, we're going to take a look at this week's reviews.
Outrageous.
This week, oil your deltoids and unsheath your weapons as we look at beat-em-ups.
First Samurai.
First up, on the Amiga, the Bruce Lees of the future give a hearty ki-ai in First Samurai.
It's had weird sound effects. You used to go...
It looks very Chinese takeaway, lots of lotus trees and bamboo furniture. But underneath all this colourful exterior, there's a real good game. Features some beautiful graphics, brilliant sampled sound effects.
CVG alumni.
Thistle Handel's Messiah thrown in for good measure.
I think the First Samurai deserves a thumbs up because it's a great game with plenty to do and beat up.
Next, also on the Amiga, we enter the murky underworld of Pit Fighter. 3 butch contestants trade below-the-belt action in an
you jumped into the crowd,
unrestrained
people in the crowd would push you back out.
Pit Fighter's less of a beat-em-up, more of a sort of kick-living
pre-Mortal Kombat digitised graphics.
It's boring, you don't have that many moves. The computer tends to decide what you're going to do next.
It's not so much counter-attacking your opponent's moves, more just mindly stabbing the fire button and wiggling the joystick seems to be just as effective.
Finally, pulsating pixels of monochrome muscle on the Game Boy with Double Dragon 2.
Cute, safe, nice, cool. You walk along and you smack people in the teeth and that's about it. And that's quite good fun as it turns out.
And now for this week's hardware feature. Sometimes all there is between gaming success and failure is the power of your handpiece.
Paid placement.
Tonight we look at 3 of the latest gimmicks which may just turn you from a limp joystick fiddler into a gargantuan games
Power
player.
glove up on the shelf up there.
First up, the Power Glove, a futuristic gauntlet that translates hand and arm movements into on-screen action.
All the way up the top there, my Power Glove.
First of all, you have to enter in specific program code for the game you're about to play. This game here is Top Gun and the program code is number 3, so I'm now entering program 3. If I pull up on my hand, the plane goes down. If I push forward with my hand, the plane goes up. Small movements to the left bring the plane round, banking to the left, and the same with the right. When I want to fire my missiles,
I'll put it on later. It's on literally the highest shelf up there, so I can't really reach it just now. But
the glove's pretty good to
next
use.
time.
It
Next time I'll wear the Power Glove. I'll be watching GamesMaster.
You do get a sweat using it.
Next, use your feet as well as your fingers with the QuickJoy foot pedal.
I'm showing the wizard at my next film screening.
Through a control on the foot pedal, and the buttons on the foot pedal to correspond to the different buttons on the joystick. It was good for the car racing game, and I should think it would be good for, say, a beat-em-up game where you have to kick. But I don't know whether it would be good for puzzle games.
And finally, Terence Conran's favourite, the Sega Action Chair.
The idea is just to move about in the seat as you would move the joystick up and down, left, right, and push the buttons. You can get very physically involved in the game and it feels like you're jumping about and practically everything instead of just moving your hand about pressing the button.
If you'd like any more info on these joysticks or anything else in the programme, you can call the GamesMaster Club. The number to phone will be given at the end of the show.
So, a somewhat mixed bag of reviews this week. But not to worry, for now we go on to our celebrity challenge. And here to tell us all about it is the biggest celeb of them all, the GamesMaster.
Back so soon? Well, after the whimsical antics of Sonic the Hedgehog, I thought it was about time we tested your physical might. The second challenge is on Sonic Blastman. A megalithic meteorite is careering toward the Earth. You have 3 punches to destroy it and save the planet, a truly Herculean task. The person who records the highest score is the winner. So, roll up your sleeves and remember that the fate of mankind is at the mercy of your fists.
To find the perfect competitors for this unique challenge, we scoured the arcades and gyms nationwide and came up with a perfect competition. British Sonic Blastman champion Paul Turner against one of the most fearsome punchers in world boxing, former British heavyweight champion Gary Mason.
The British Sonic Blastman champion. As if that's a thing. Yeah, this is a staple of all arcades around the country. You just
now, Gary, if I could start with you, Paul is a legend in the arcades, both as a brilliant player and a tough street fighter. How are you going to cope against him?
Well, for years everybody's been hearing about Mike Tyson, but nobody knows about Paul, but I have. So I'm prepared for him.
Okay, Paul, Gary's record is very impressive. 36 fights, 35 wins, 32 of which have been knockouts. You must be trembling.
Not really. He might be champ in the ring, but he's not champ in the arcade. I'm the champ.
Okay, well, we look like we've got a bit of a grudge match here. If you want to see if the tough arcade street fighter topples the polished professional slugger, join us after the break.
Place your bets. Who's going to win, the boxer or the gamer?
Welcome back to GamesMaster, where we're about to see rough, tough arcade street fighter Paul Turner take on the polished professional punches of Gary Mason. It's a punch-up everybody's been waiting for, so let's call up Paul Turner to take the first punches. And joining me in the pulpit to keep me out of harm's way tonight is Tim Boone from Computer and Video Games Magazine. Welcome, Tim.
Hello, Dominic.
Okay, so who's your favourite then?
Well, I've seen Paul in training and he's looking very good indeed. However, you have to be a full bet against Gary Mason, so that's who my money is on.
Well, call me a
the
fool,
universe,
I
think
my
you'll
money
find.
on Paul, Tim.
You're on.
Okay, so 3 punches to destroy the meteorite. Whoever has the most tonnage at the end of the 3 punches wins the fight. Paul, will you take your first punch?
Fucking on you go, Paul, son.
Great first hit.
Oh, and a huge hit! 123 tons, Tim.
Fantastic punching power there from Paul. That very surprising. Great punch.
Okay then, Paul, that was a brilliant first punch. Prepare to take your second. Oh, another massive one there.
This is prime time TV. In Britain, just a guy punching fuck out or something.
The right place. He'll be disappointed with that one. So he needs 124 to smash up the meteorite. He can do it on the basis of his first blow.
Okay, Paul, take your third and final punch.
Boomf!
Was that a good one, Tim?
It was a good one, but it wasn't enough.
106 tons.
106 tons.
Didn't destroy the meteorite, but still, very powerful total tonnage.
Very powerful.
Paul needn't be too down about that.
Not at all. This is, in fact, the game at its highest setting.
Okay, Gary, if you'd like to step up and take your 3 punches. So the meteorite's coming down. Let's see what Gary does with his first punch.
There he is.
I think what Gary's going to try and do, actually, is explore the different punches that he can use. I think probably the first thing he'll do is go for a jab. Let's have a look.
Oh!
As if they didn't tell me to do that.
Now, was it very
I think he's just going to jab it first.
105
tons. We're just stream 3 tonight, Cloud. This is the second of 3.
Can do better. This time,
okay, Gary, take your second
yeah, the third one's after this, and then we'll stop tonight.
Straight right, that should be better.
Plenty more to come.
He's now he's looking for the knockout blow, and he needs 138 tons to smash up that meteorite. He needs something very special now.
Okay, we need a big punch here, Gary. If
Big
you want to win,
Gary.
take your third and final punch. Oh, it's a huge one there. Is it going to be enough to smash the 190 tons?
Excellent.
Not quite enough. The big thing is, has he beaten Paul? Gary's total power 331. He's just been beaten by Paul. Paul is the winner by 1 ton.
Fix. The world champion of all video games.
Commiserations, Gary.
You
had a lovely combination of punches, but it wasn't quite enough on the day.
No, it looks as if losing is becoming a habit for me these days.
If I could go on to the winner, Paul, I mean, that was stunning.
I just done it. It's just on the spur of the moment, and I had to beat him.
Okay,
got to remain a champ.
Now, you've beaten Gary on the game. Can we see a match in the ring between the two of you?
There'll be a rematch. He knows where to find me. Any arcade, any day. I'm still the champ, and that's where I want to stay.
And what have you got to say to that, Gary?
Well, I'll be scouring all the arcades during my lunch hour looking for Paul Turner.
Okay, we'll look forward to the rematch. Meanwhile, Paul, you have won the prize that every fighter dreams of. Our special golden GamesMaster joystick.
Given how rife this was with euphemisms, I'm surprised Dominic Diamond didn't say, oh well, it's not the first time you've been fisted in the ring or something like that. I mean, I wouldn't put it past him, but I suppose even back then, some were too obvious. Paul still Yeah, they went behind the scenes and they punched utter
and
fuck
now,
out of him.
while I show Gary an alley shuffle or two in the car park, let's find out the latest tips and cheats GamesMaster has for us in his consultation zone.
Here we go, here's your early Oculus Rift.
Hello, GamesMaster.
Welcome to my kingdom. I am delighted to see you. And what have you got to ask me?
After hours of playing on level 3 of Strider, I could not get past the closing rules section without hearing you getting squashed. Can you help me?
Indeed I can, young man. Now listen. Instead of trying to climb up one side of the wall, you should jump from side to side. You will find that your upward progress accelerates, and you should have no trouble reaching the summit before the walls meet.
I didn't decide whether to or not. If anyone wants to chuck him a link, feel free. That would be great, but
Hello,
I'm sure he's
GamesMaster.
probably sick of
Hello,
hearing about
nice to
GamesMaster
see you.
these
Now,
days.
what can I do for you?
I heard in Super Mario Bros. 3 there's a secret whistle in the first world.
Everyone
which
knows
enables
that,
you to warp into a later level. I don't know where it is. Do you have any idea?
Well, to be fair, it just
do I know where it is? Oh, the audacity of you. Of course I do. The whistle is on level 3 of the first world. But bear with me, because finding it is a little complicated. You will need to jump on top of the 5th block of the level, a white one, then squat for 5 seconds. You will then fall behind the
wish there'd been
background
like
scenery.
I mean, there was a late
Once
night
there,
GamesMaster,
go
but like
to the end of the stage,
a proper
and you
late
will
night
enter
one
a
where
house
someone
where
says,
the first whistle is
GamesMaster, how do I beat level 4 in Castlevania?
Thanks
He's
a lot.
Silly dick.
Next up, please.
Don't you fucking know how to do that?
Hello, GamesMaster. In Robocop, how do I kill
Wayne
the
Rooney.
2 people at the end of level 2?
Good question. Good question indeed.
Yeah, he lives in Canada now, he's
contrary
a
to popular
radio
belief,
DJ, yeah.
you don't have to kill both of these men, as one of them is actually the mayor being held hostage. You need to select the machine gun, and then, whenever the mayor in front ducks down, shoot the man behind. If you shoot him 3 times, he'll release the mayor and come charging towards you. When this happens, punch him, and he will eventually die.
Right, thanks.
Not at all. And I think that's enough goodies for this little session, though I must admit I do rather enjoy my role as agony uncle. Make sure you tune in for our next rendezvous.
So, some juicy computer tidbits this week. Now for our final challenge, let's see what GamesMaster has planned.
Go for it, big man.
My final challenge tonight is on lemmings. The lemming is an exasperating breed of rodent that seems hell-bent on committing suicide.
What a game.
Your charge
What
is
a
delivering
game. Made
a
in
certain
Scotland.
percentage of these creatures to safety by guiding them through a tricky obstacle course. But the only way you could do this,
Made by DMA Design, who ended
is
up
by
becoming
blowing up
Rockstar.
some of the lemmings to make holes that the others can fall through. Once a lemming has been programmed to explode, it takes 5 seconds to self-destruct. Perfect time is therefore required to ensure that the lemmings explode over the sections of the puzzle where there's no furnace. The slightest slip-up will signal a mass lemmings cremation. You have 2 minutes to save 90% of the lemmings.
Lemmings has
The
been on
race of
basically every
retarded
system.
rodents is depending on you.
Not nowadays, but like
Now,
up
Lemmings
to
is a hugely
until Sony
successful
bought
game,
it.
and this is an incredibly tough
Sony own the
challenge.
rights to it now, I
So we
believe.
tried to find one of the best Lemmings players in the country, and we found him in Leicester. Please give
Good
a
luck, Matty.
succulent GamesMaster welcome to Robert Clark.
Looks like he's got his fucking head screwed on.
Welcome to GamesMaster, Robert.
Hi, Dominic. It's nice to be here.
Now, Robert, we've said you're one of the best Lemmings players in the country. How long did it take you to complete all 120 levels?
Oh, about 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, we only told you you were doing this particular level 5 minutes ago. What was your reaction?
I was pretty shocked.
Fucking hell,
Do you think
mate.
you can clock it?
I'll have a go.
Okay, then. If you'd like to go and
glasses,
sit
aren't
yourself
they?
down in our pine hot seat, we'll get ready to play the game.
Okay.
Now, we've dragged him back
He leaped up,
screaming,
got
but
up the
back here
step.
is Tom Watson from Renegade. Welcome back, Tom.
Nice to be back, Dominic.
Now, I know Lemmings is one of your favourite games, but this is a very tricky level here we've set him.
Well, this is very much a right first time level. He's got 91% to get home. He can afford to use up 6. There's only one style of lemming he can use, which is the exploding style, to get through the floors.
Oh, I remember
missing
Gamesville,
missiles
it was
on the way. It'll
terrible.
really test him.
Okay, well, let's see if Robert's up to it. Robert, are you ready? Then start saving those lemmings.
Go for it, son.
Okay, the lemmings are starting.
Almost as strong. My glasses are very metropolitan.
Just off the screen. Tom, how does he go about it?
Well, what he's got to do, Dominic, is set up a series of time charges on selected lemmings. You can see the counter working its way down. There are a number of safe compartments on the way. What he's got to do is make sure that all the explosions only take his lemmings through the safe compartments and not the ones with the deep fryers.
Oh, no,
he's losing a few, but he may be all right. Now he's dropping them straight down. He is doing well. Let's see if he's just doing well enough, because it is 91% that he has.
Sure, it was on Bravo. Would have been.
Very, very tense here.
Are you thinking of When Games Attack, which was also hosted by Dominic Diamond?
There's 1 minute 18 seconds down now.
Because he hosted that. And that was also excellent. You could watch some of those at some point as well.
Probably got enough time to bring them
there was a show called When Games Attack, and I'm pretty sure that was on Bravo, and it was Dominic Diamond. It was as low budget as you'll get, but it was really funny.
But it's 91% that we're looking for. He lost a few in the fries.
That's all the lemons out now. It's very, very tense here. We can see
Remember
the
Bits, it was
percentage
3 women that presented that one.
bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It's got to get to 91%. It's going to
We'll get through it. If people are enjoying this, we'll make it a regular thing. We'll work our way through GamesMaster. We'll do Bad Influence. We'll even go to we'll even go animated at some point. We'll watch the Zelda cartoons and Captain N and stuff like that if you want. There's so much we could do with this if people are up for it.
4% off.
That's right, when Games Attack, when he was sitting outside in the car park at Celtic Park. The glory days.
What went wrong?
Well, the third bomber just timed him in the wrong place and went to park.
Mark, are you thinking of
Right, now I know that
Cybernet, which was also on Stupid O'Clock
timing's critical.
on Channel 4, possibly? It was on Sci-Fi for a while and then moved to Bravo, I think. Cybernet had been going since the late 90s
thank you very much
and then moved to Bravo, so I don't know if it's
really
that.
hard, but happy memories back to Leicester.
Cheers.
Robert Clark.
There was also Head to Head, which was on
exhilarating but ultimately fruitless
a channel called the Children's Channel. Violet Berlin presented that after Bad Influence. We've got some of those.
Smoking Jacket and Steaming Jasmine time. We'll see you in 7
I've got an
days
episode of
for another
Cybernet
GamesMaster.
lying about somewhere, so it might be worth watching that one as well. Just one. I think it was Lucy Longhurst presented it. When I watched it, at least, and they had a mail at some point. There we go, episode 2 of the old GamesMaster. Glorious. Gamepad had Violet Berlin, but so did was a show called Head to Head. It was really short, 10-minute show. So there we go. There's GamesMaster episode 2. Let's do one more,
GamesMaster Club.
and then we'll call it a night. I've got that Nintendo VHS. We'll watch that at some point if you want.
Prizes. The Monk hotline number to call is 0891 600 123. Calls are charged at 36p a minute after 6 p.m. and 48p during the day. Lines are open around the clock.
There we go. So that's episode 2 of GamesMaster. Let's have another wee break if anyone needs to use the restroom facilities or indeed grab a snack. I'll give you a couple of minutes and then we'll start episode 3 and then we'll call it a night at that because I've got a wee bit of the old freelance to write. Violet Berlin is now producing stuff, I believe. I follow her on Twitter. Let's have a look. Yeah, scripts, ideas and narrative for games, she says. Games, interactives and films. So she does that sort of kind of creative stuff at the mo. Famously a character in Micro Machines. After Bad Influence did a bit on it, they put her in it. Back in the day. Nowadays it would be YouTubers they put in games, like when they put what do you call them? Yogscast in fucking Sonic All-Stars Racing. But yeah, back then the equivalent of that was Violet Berlin being put in Micro Machines. So yeah, good old days. Give me a second, I don't know. Let me just tweet we're going to do episode 3 and then we'll get started. Sorry, just give me a second. Just tweeting it. There we go. So just done another wee tweet. So yeah, let's watch episode 3 of GamesMaster, and then we'll call it a night at that. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Please do subscribe and all that shit if you did, because there's plenty more where this came from. If you're up for it, we'll start making this a regular thing. Because it's nice to watch old stuff, especially because, I mean, like, without blowing my own trumpet, I've lived it, so I can kind of give you information on anything that comes up that I remember. And obviously, from what I can tell by the chat, a lot of you were around back then as well, so it's good that we can all kind of have a group nostalgia session. Let's do it. Let's do episode 3. Beep beep. Some of them are my VHS recordings, some of them there was a GamesMaster forum ages ago and someone kind of captured them all to make sure they weren't lost to time, so we can all kind of share them around. So yeah, some of them I've got like VHS tapes I've been going through, so some of them are mine and some of them were shared in the GamesMaster forum back in the day. I'm happy the quality's great.
Thank you very much, and welcome to GamesMaster. Now, I know it's cold out there, but if you set your chilly bits out in front of this show, they'll thaw out in no time. For this is the programme that is to television what a knob of hot butter is to your crumpet. On tonight's show, we will attempt to unwrap video games from the neon swaddling clothes and deliver news, tips and reviews into the matronly bosom of your living room. But first, our initial game-playing challenge, and here to set it, I must call up GamesMaster from a cybernetic pleasure dome.
Greetings. So once again, you've tuned in to pit your wits against one of my little challenges. Cool. You really are gluttons for punishment, aren't you? Lifting us off tonight is a young superhero by the name of Mega Man 2.
Oh, there it is.
Your task is to guide him through the satanic Heatman level in under 3 minutes without losing a life.
louder than the mic, okay.
For ultimate success, you'll need to leap from block to block over molten lava.
There you go, hopefully that's okay.
All manner of metallic villains. Negotiate secret chambers where blocks appear at random, and finally, polish off Heatman himself.
Yeah, it's a shit. I mean, I could go on all night about CVG closing down.
Challenge won't be too hot for you to handle.
I do genuinely get a wee thing in the heart anytime I see a CVG staff member on this, knowing that it ended decades later with me and a couple other guys close the doors on it. It genuinely upsets me.
Please give a succulent GamesMaster welcome to Nick Cairncroft.
I think that's just the way it goes. I mean, it's.
Now, Nick, Mega Man, is that one of your favourite games?
Just for some, unless you're like a proper, like, high-quality streamer, like there will be a slight lag.
The easiest bit is probably the start, the hardest bit is the end. So.
Okay, well that sounds a bit logical. Yeah. And okay, not one of your favourite games, but you're quite confident about the challenge.
I hope so, yeah.
Okay, if you'd like to go and sit in our lovely
there's just a lag between you typing it and it appearing, it getting to me and then it getting streamed back out again.
And here to help me commentate on this game, from Mean Machines magazine is Nintendo expert Julian Jazz Rignall. Julian, welcome back to GamesMaster.
Thank you.
Any general tips for Nick on this game?
Just lightning reflexes and just a bit of luck, really.
Okay, are you ready, Nick? You know the challenge. You have to defeat Heatman at the end of the level in 3 minutes or less. It may sound a long time, but as Jazz says, you have to go like the clappers. So, are you ready, Nick?
Yes.
Off you go. Yes. Okay, now look, there's Mega Man ducking in a wee bit. What's this first thing he's been shooting?
They're sort of helicopter spring heads, and basically he's got to blast those out of the way.
For a while, I don't know if he still is, but Julian Rignall was the editor of US Gamer, like Eurogamer's American. I don't know if he still is, but certainly
shoot them again, they'll come down on your head.
Until quite recently he was.
Right into the lava, but he's picked himself up quite well as the young man from Muswell Hill.
Yeah, he was quite lucky. When you get hit, you you keep invincible for a few minutes and a few seconds rather.
and basically he survived that one.
Right, now one of these cute little hedgehogs.
Shoot them, they,
oh my God.
they shoot them, they spring up.
Mega Man games were fucking rock hard. 2 was maybe the easiest, but it was still.
Now, how's he doing? He's
nails.
40 seconds gone. He's successfully manoeuvred past that spiky Jack-in-the-Box hedgehog there, and he's down to another little cave here. What happens here, Jim?
This is the very tricky bit. Basically, the blocks appear in a set pattern, and you've got to predict where they come. He did that very well, but there's tougher ones to come.
Excellent. Okay, we've finished a minute, a third of the way through. Jazz, how's he going?
Not too badly at the moment. Again,
yeah, Mega Man's
here's the tricky bit. Now he's got to negotiate all these invisible and reappearing blocks.
I see, and if he mistimes it, he can well be trapped.
Yes, at the moment he's mistiming very slightly, and the baddies are closing in.
Oh my God, it's all getting very tense. 1.5 minutes gone, halfway through the challenge.
Fucked it. Sorry, man.
Oh, Nick. Come on down.
Utterly
Nick, commiserations. You were doing so well that all of a sudden you slipped into a gaping chasm down to the pits of hell. What happened?
Well, I've had a lot of trouble with that last time. Every time you jump, it doesn't appear. Every time you want it to appear, it doesn't. Every time.
Right,
anyway,
so
it appears.
You were so close. Jazz and I were getting really hot and sweaty up in the commentary box about it, but you just let us down.
Yeah,
not
no
to worry, Nick.
golden
Have you
walloper for the wee man.
GamesMaster?
Yes, I have.
Well, you can take all our sad thoughts and commiserations back to your pew, and thank you very much, Nick. Round of applause here for Nick.
See you later, posh nosh.
And now, while we commiserate with Nick over his loss, we're going to take a look at the latest game set to blister the fingers of children nationwide. This week it's time to shift your gear sticks as we look at racing games.
Yes.
First up on the Amiga, put your feet to the floor with Lotus Turbo Challenge 2.
It was a strong jumper he had on, the San Francisco one.
The sound and graphics really are absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's showcase stuff.
I think it's great fun for the novice drivers, but you know, it tends to get a little bit boring after a while.
You'll tend to find that a lot of the levels you'll complete quite quickly, quite easily, and then you'll end up seeing.
I didn't mind that game.
Just another racing
it was okay.
Second on the grid tonight, burn some rubber on your Amiga in Formula 1 Grand Prix.
Very sophisticated, certainly for the Nigel
I used to
Mansell,
get insane review scores. I couldn't get it. It was
very fast indeed,
so detailed.
Excellently. Absolutely smart with a capital S, basically. I mean, it's just like being there.
Yeah, Zero Magazine was big for a wee while. Not a long time, but a couple of years.
Bringing up the derriere on the Master System, frolic your way across the landmarks of Europe in Outrun Europa.
The Master System doesn't cope with 3D racing games very well indeed, but it's quite fun, if a little jerky at times. The graphics aren't fantastic. In fact, at times they're a little bit crap. But yeah, it's quite a nice game.
I don't think the GamesMaster magazine, I don't think was out at this point.
Now
I think
for our new game
it came in '93.
One of this year's most eagerly awaited computer releases is Dune. Here to give us an exclusive sneak preview is Ian Mathias from Virgin Games.
Dune, the game, it is based on the movie of the same name. The player takes the part of Paul Atreides, whose mission in life is to kick the Harkonnens off the planet of Dune. The Harkonnens are mining spice. Spice is the most valuable element in the universe. Dune is the only planet to contain spice, so it's Paul's mission to get rid of the Harkonnens so he can mine the spice.
Never played Dune, I always wanted to.
The strongest features of the game are the incredible graphics, the sound. The game is very, very much like, we call it an interactive movie. That means that the player is actually taking the part of Paul, and it is very much like playing inside a movie.
And finally, for this week's review section, we've decided to hold a competition on the ultimate soccer simulation, Kickoff 2. All you need to do is commit your most spectacular moments of net-bursting glory to disk and then send them in to us. We'll choose what we think is the best goal, and the winner will receive 2 tickets to the Rumbelows Cup final. For details about where to send your discs and for any other information about the show, call the GamesMaster Club. We'll give you the number at the end of the programme.
Now we go on to our celebrity challenge, and here to detail it, once again, is the GamesMaster.
Who have we got this time?
Hello again. I do hope you enjoyed my last little jaunt. Wasn't quite up to it, was he? For the second of this week's challenges, I thought a little cross-court rally on Pro Tennis Tour 2 would be in order.
Correct.
I must confess to being a bit of a cricket man myself.
This one?
That game takes too long.
There was a woman, a tennis player, that they got
First
for this.
person to 3 games wins. Give it your best shot.
I can't remember who they got.
And here to pound their balls along the baseline tonight, we have Saeed Hersey from Mile End, and he'll be taking on former British ladies #1, Annabelle Croft.
Annabelle Croft.
Now, Saeed, you've got quite a formidable task here, up against the experience of Annabelle Croft. How are you going to handle it?
Yeah, but it's not real tennis, mate.
Mostly by luck and probably by the hits I gave her.
Right, you got quite a firm right hand, Saeed, yeah? Well, how are you going to counter that, Annabelle, against the young pretender from Mile End?
Well, I've been out running every day for this match, so I'm hopefully prepared for him, but I think he's quite good.
Well, but this is a game you desperately want to win,
Desperately, yes.
Okay, well, for you at home, if you want to find out who is going to win this super match,
That's so awkward now when you watch it. He did the wording he used there, the kid. Is that how you're going to beat her? Probably by luck and probably by the hits I give her. And it's like, oh, we can't say that. That's awkward.
Welcome back. If you have just joined us, Annabelle Croft is facing a serious encounter with young Saeed Hersey from Mile End. Here with me in my pulpit commentary box is the lovely Tom Watson from Renegade. Tom, bit of a tough encounter this for Annabelle.
Tom Watson from Renegade fucking got about, didn't he?
Earlier, he had a couple of practice games. He looks fairly potent in this one. I think he'll do well.
Right, well, the ball boys are in position. So are we. Are the competitors ready?
Yeah.
Then it's time for me to call time, please. And Annabelle, when you're ready, sir. Okay, now we see Annabelle is in the red hair and Saeed is in the black hair. Oh, and Annabelle starts off with an ace. What a delicious little shot there from Annabelle.
Well, the interesting
I don't remember this game much. I didn't have
the serving circle. This is how the player actually positions the point at which the ball will land on the service.
Right.
So Annabelle got an excellent first serving there.
Oh, well, it's Saeed's up with the net and Annabelle. Oh, he smashes that from Saeed. He's taking control of the net, keeping Annabelle restricted to the baseline here. Annabelle's trying to drive the ball. Oh, her skirt went up a little bit there. That was quite pleasant. And Annabelle is still stuck on the baseline trying to...
Classic 90s that they show a replay of a video game character's skirt
She
lifting.
needs to keep lobbing Saeed. And that's 30 love to the server.
So Annabelle Croft serving at 30 love. Saeed returns. Again, oh, nice little floated little shot up there, and Annabelle's taking control at the net. Restricting the side. Oh! Saeed squeezed that one past in the centre of the court. Annabelle serving 30-15.
One of the tricks to getting this game right is really anticipating when the ball's going to pass the racket. And that's some...
Okay, oh, Annabelle serving for the first game. Oh, and she's done a fault. Annabelle's second service, and it goes in sweetly. Saeed returns it side, runs up to the net, restricting Annabelle to the baseline. He's pounding those shots, but Annabelle swings it out.
He's fucking hammering this boy.
Annabelle certainly seems to be able to find the long shot, find the mark. Now that's one game to love.
So they've changed sides.
Kendo Nagasaki wasn't it? I don't know what to say about the sound drop, but I don't think anyone else is having the same issue, so I'm not sure if it's at your end. If anyone else is having sound issues, please let me know.
Excellent point there for Annabelle.
Me?
Yes, well, they seem to be taking it fairly cautiously. I think there are going to be quite some opportunities later in the game to really expand into the width of the court.
Okay, so Annabelle's up at the net side, trying to get the ball over. He's not working out the... Oh, nobody sneaked that one in the inside. 15-all, love one. Annabelle returns that one very well.
Excellent shot there. And this is the width of the court coming into play now, Dominic.
Okay, oh, Annabelle floating a little lob there. And they're still sticking to the centre of the court.
Excellent play by Annabelle. Saeed was
Scintillating
quite aggressive with that one. I think the frustration of that
The celebrity ones went on a wee bit too long just to get the most airtime out of a celebrity playing video games on the show.
2 games love to Annabelle. What a scintillating return of serve. So Annabelle was serving to go 3-0 up and
remember
for the
Bob
match.
Holness was on it once playing Quicks, however you pronounce it, Q-I-X.
Oh,
excellent net play there. Excellent net play.
Annabelle is well on top of Saeed in this game. Very lovely serve, right there.
Very good return there. Very good return to the baseline.
Oh,
I say
Annabelle 30 love. 2 points.
2 points away from the match.
And a lovely long deep serve again. Side returns deep to her baseline. Oh, and side's up at the net, but he's retreated. Maybe a wee bit scared. Oh, and it cost him very.
Never played this game, so
I think Side's problem is anticipation.
I remember it.
Oh, lovely little return. Oh, it's
and so and that's it.
And there we go. Annabelle Croft. Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of skill involved there, was there? Just a lot of leather in the fucking fire button.
Commiserations, Sahid. You looked to be out of the game at one point, but fought back only to see it slip out your grasp again. What do you think was the crucial factor?
Fucked it, mate.
Just the skill of Annabelle perhaps told a bit, the experience at the end. Well, Annabelle, I mean, some amazing racket head control from you in that game.
Wasn't
I couldn't fault your footwork in the slightest.
Couldn't believe it myself. My adrenaline was really going, but it was a lot of fun.
Okay, well, Annabelle, I know you've won many prizes already in tennis, but none as prestigious or indeed large as this one. You have won our amazing, mystical golden joystick.
I think she won him at Wimbledon, did she?
Now, I don't know where you're going to put that, but I'm sure you can have lots and lots of endless hours of fun with that.
Jesus.
So if we just let you go a round of applause
so
again for our
fucking
loser
shameless.
Saeed and our winner, Annabelle Croft.
I don't know where you're going to put that, but I'm sure we'll have hours of fun with it. That's fucking outrageous. The 90s as well, like they just took it, they went,
get my breath back,
instead of going, yeah, dirty bastard Diamond. What a guy.
Hello, GamesMaster.
Welcome to my kingdom. I am delighted to see you. And what have you got to ask me?
I've heard there is a secret room on the first level of Alex Kidd. I've looked everywhere for it, but I can't find it. Is there any way you can help me?
I must admit, it's an awfully long time since I've had to preoccupy myself with Alex Kidd. However, if I recall correctly, there's a secret room next to the palm tree just past the third chest. Simply
cheeky.
Jump up and down to break the blocks on the ground, and the room will reveal itself.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
On to the next, please.
Hello, GamesMaster.
Hello, and delighted to see you.
I've been playing Cadaver for over a month now. I can't get past the dragon. He fries me every time. What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, Mega Drive Alex Kidd was
question,
shit.
young man, but this is indeed a most
First Master
tenacious
System on
reptile.
Medical World was obviously
Follow
the
these
best.
instructions
Even
carefully.
Alex Kidd in Shinobi World was great
Once
as well, but it was a
you're
bit
into
short.
the dragon room, call up your inventory and drink the fire shield spell to protect you. Then select the massacre spell that you should have collected from Lord Carolus' altar in the chapel, and fire it to finish off this troublesome creature once and for all.
Right, thanks a lot.
I wish you success with this one. Right, on to the next, please.
Hello, GamesMaster. In Turtles, I cannot get off level 3. What shall I do?
My, you are behind, aren't you? Now listen carefully. To get off level 3, you need to rescue Splinter, who's in the building at the center of
So
the
you
map.
use the scroll.
Defeat Mega Turtle, and you'll go on to the next level.
Thanks
Was that
very
it?
much.
Beat the boss?
Not at all. That's it for now.
Fanny.
I do tend to tire rather easily these days. However, if you'd like to tune in next week, I'd be delighted to answer any more questions you might have. Bye for now.
So, some juicy computer tidbits this week. Now for our final challenge, let's see what GamesMaster has planned.
After the frenzied stroke play of that tennis encounter, I felt a rather more cerebral challenge would be timely. I have therefore opted for Zoom, a fun little
I remember
game
Zoom. You had
in
to
which
colour
you
the
need
blocks.
to complete a series of grids by drawing a line all around the squares. The task I've set aside for you is to complete the first grid in less than 1 minute. A stern test of nerve and logic. Watch out for the green hen.
Fucking nobody
With
bought
trying its
Zoom.
hardest
It
to
was
copy
amazing
one.
that they actually decided to
First
use it
grid
as
to
a
complete in
challenge.
less than 1 minute. Trace away.
Now this is a short, sharp, spunky challenge, and I think what I'll do here is see if I can find 3 plucky contestants from our congregation. So
Yeah,
if
this
there's
definitely
anyone
isn't
out there
fixed.
who fancies the chances at the Zoom challenge, please thrust one of your arms up into the air. Oh my word, now we have quite a few people here. Let me see. How about you, sir, with a sensible haircut? Yes.
About
would be
this
lovely.
plant here, this plant here, and this
Oh
plant
yes,
here.
there is a young man there. We'll have you. And now one more. Let's hear that lovely young lady at the back there. That's our 3 contestants. Give them a round of applause.
The one who's already... The 3 of you have already fully been giving makeup in the dressing room.
That's right, up you come.
Yes, we.
Okay, welcome to GamesMaster. What's your name?
Scott.
Scott, hello there. And our second man up.
George.
George, it's nice to see you.
George.
And our lovely lady contestant.
Dolat.
Now, I think I feel like a bit of a boy-girl-boy situation. So, Scott, if you play first, with Dolat in the middle, and George, you can bring up the rear. Okay, so Scott, if you'd like to go up to the chair, and if you two would just like to linger
I guess the
around
point you got to
here,
think that he means
we'll
it every
crack on with our
single
first
time,
competitor.
even if he doesn't.
And joining me in the pulpit is Neil West from Sega Power. Welcome, Neil.
Hi, Dominic.
Now, Neil, any general tips you can give our contestants?
Yeah, place
for
your
this difficult
bets.
1 minute
Scott,
challenge?
George,
looks
or
can be deceptive,
Dolat.
and although Zoom looks very easy, it is in fact very, very tricky indeed. Don't forget you can jump, and don't forget that you can fire at the baddies behind you. But apart from that, just keep running.
Okay.
You feeling
Scott,
George?
are you ready?
You hand yourself into the police.
Then your 1
Looks a bit
minute
young.
begins now.
Okay, and he's off. He starts in the middle of the screen, and as you can see, now he just picked up a banana. Now that temporarily stops the baddies, yeah?
Right.
Gives him a bit of a head start.
Okay, he's going very, very close to this baddie here, but he's doing very well. 10 seconds gone already. He's covered in quite a nice little portion to begin with, Neil.
He has. The trouble here is, I mean, if you were to look at it logically, you could probably find a very easy way of colouring it all in.
Right.
But unfortunately, the baddies spoil any plans of doing it.
Okay, oh my God, and the baddie's coming right up at him. Oh, but he's just managed to avoid him there.
Back down the
26
bottom.
seconds gone, and he's doing all right, but he's got to get some more of these squares flashing here.
That's right, it gets very, very difficult. It's easy to do it at the start, but when you're only left with a couple of blocks to fill in different corners of the maze...
Oh my
it's all
God,
over.
and he's gone. He's been gazumped by the green hand. Can we have our second contestant,
you voted
please?
for
The lovely
Scott?
Dolat.
You were wrong.
Now, Neil, what tips can Dolat glean from Scott's lacklustre performance there?
Well, Scott took a gamble. He realised that time was running out, so he just went for it, threw caution to the wind, and unfortunately got chomped by a ghost. So what Dolat's got to remember is even no matter how short time gets, there's no point running into a monster. She's just got to keep well away from them.
Exactly. So Dolat's got to play it safe. Are you ready, Dolat?
On yourself, Dolat.
Then your 1 minute begins now. Okay, the crowd are cheering on Dolat. I think she's a bit of a crowd favourite here. We've got this banana appearing there. Now that freezes the green hand.
That's right. It freezes the monster for a few precious seconds. Now, Dolat's got the right idea. The monster's slower than you are. Remember that.
Right.
So if you can keep going from the top of the screen...
Oh,
to the bottom of the
no,
screen,
she looks like she's trapped in the corner. No, she's escaped from there. You were saying, Neil.
That's right. If she can keep doing what she's doing, which is going from the top to the bottom, back to the top again, the monster can't keep up with her.
Oh, no!
disaster.
And just as we thought she was going well, Dolat gazumped as well. Dolat, your challenge is over. Please make way for George. Now, Neil, was there anything positive about Dolat's performance?
Not for Dolat, no. But what George can learn is that you must jump.
Okay,
Could
let's
be
hope George can
be
take that on
fucking
board.
bulging.
George, you're our final contestant. Are you ready? Then your 1 minute begins now.
Scotted it.
Okay, right down the bottom there. Nice start. One in already. 2 squares already there.
Okay, now he's got to make a grab for that banana. Take the banana and he'll leave the cans
Come on,
behind.
George, rewind. You fucking
He's
got
just
us in the
missed. He
bag.
didn't leave there for no apparent reason.
But he can grab the magic mushroom. Now, if he can grab the mushroom, that will speed him up. And when you're racing against the clock, that will help now and it's
Oh, very, very important. Okay, 20 seconds gone. A third of the way through the challenge. He's called in a couple. How's he doing, Neil?
He's not doing too badly at all. Although he hasn't actually got that many blocks flashing yet, he's coloured in a lot of lines. Now grab that clock. That's it.
Oh, he's frozen the green hand.
Now he can colour in as many as he can while he's got the chance.
Okay, well, he's just over halfway through. He's got, in fact, 23 seconds left. He's going to have to motor now. What's the sweet here?
The sweet is just another icon. It doesn't do anything because he's already frozen the hand. Right. Yeah? Otherwise, that would have been useful.
But my word, he's got half a screen full there.
Oh,
He's
but that
got
hand's
12
back in
seconds
action.
left. This is going to be very, very close. 10, 9,
he's got
8,
it.
7, 6, 5,
Oh, I
4,
don't think he's going to make
3,
it. He's not going to make
2,
it. Oh, and he got eaten at the last
he's
minute.
just bought it.
Disastrous.
Oh my word, he was so close, but George has been scoffed.
The 3 is an absolute embarrassment to Patrick Moore himself.
Well, what can
Chase
I say?
yourselves.
That was a very, very tough challenge, but I was left unfulfilled. Scott, plank. Dolat, plank. George, you came so very, very close, but ultimately, plank. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for our 3 planks. George, Dolat, Scott.
Planked it.
And that's it for tonight. It's time now for a lovely cup of orange zinger, and we'll see you all again next week for another GamesMaster. Good night.
There we go. Episode 3 of GamesMaster in the bag. So yeah, job done. That'll do us for tonight, I think. Thank you very much for joining me as I watch GamesMaster again. a lovely wee trip down memory lane. I was 9 years old when all this was on the go. So it's good to go back to it. If you enjoyed this, let's do it more regularly. And let's eventually move from GamesMaster to Bad Influence, to Games World, to any other show we can think of. Even to like the Zelda cartoon, Captain N. There's so much
now
stuff.
Now for that information about the GamesMaster Club.
Be watching.
We have newsletters, free T-shirts and competitions, including the GamesMaster Golden Goal competition.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
The prize, 2 tickets to the Rumbelows Cup final.
Plenty
the number
more
to call,
come.
and please make sure you dial accurately, is 0891.
There's quite a lot of episodes in total, so but if we do 3 a night,
lines are open.
It'll take us a couple of months. Not every night, but as and when. But yeah, there we go. Let's try and make it fairly regular though. We'll figure out how to do it. I don't know if I'll be able to give like so far in advance, but if you subscribe to me on YouTube, hopefully I'll be in a position where I'll at least know on the morning if we're going to do it that night, and I'll set the time up. So hopefully you'll get an email or some sort of notification telling you there's one coming. But yeah, I mean, so we'll do. Yeah, Sean, I'll think about it, but obviously it'd be weird to watch GamesMaster constantly, the entire thing. So let's maybe mix it up a bit. We'll see. We'll have a thing. We'll have votes and stuff. I don't know. This is early. This is just early inception. I literally just thought of it tonight, but it seems to have gone down well, and people seem to have enjoyed it. So let's keep doing it. And yeah, we'll do stuff. We'll do more GamesMaster, but we'll do some other stuff as well. So yeah, hopefully you had a good night, folks. Let's do it again some other time, soon, and maybe even tomorrow night. But yeah, nice one. Cool. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.